Inequality didn't survive because people were greedy. It survived because it became law. In the last video, we saw how inequality emerged. Agriculture created surplus. Surplus created hierarchy. But early inequality was fragile. If a leader died, wealth could disappear. If a harvest failed, power could reset. So the real question isn't why inequality appeared. It's how it stopped resetting. The turning point wasn't money. It was property. Once land, animals, and tools were treated as owned, not shared, inequality became stable. Ownership meant exclusion. Exclusion meant enforcement. From that moment on, having more wasn't just social, it was legal. And law lasts longer than memory. This is where inequality becomes permanent. Inheritance meant wealth no longer had to be earned. It could be passed forward. That changed everything. For the first time, a child's position was determined before they did anything at all. Inequality stopped being personal. It became historical. And history compounds. As surplus grew, so did complexity. Someone had to record ownership, collect tribute, enforce contracts, punish violations. That role became the state. Early states didn't exist to create inequality. They existed to manage it. Once law and violence were centralized, inequality stopped being negotiable. You weren't just poorer, you were obligated. Long before modern money, debt already existed. Peasants owed grain, workers owed labor, families owed obligations they couldn't repay. Debt turned inequality into time. You didn't just owe, you owed forever. This is how inequality survived even without capitalism. At this point in history, effort still mattered, but only within boundaries. You could work harder, but you couldn't work your way out of the structure. Once inequality is encoded into property, inheritance, and law, effort only determines how well you survive, not where you end up. That's the world most humans lived in for thousands of years. By the time markets arrived, inequality wasn't new. It was already built into the rules. Next, we'll look at what capitalism actually changed, and why it didn't invent inequality, but transformed who benefited from it.